Falling from the Sky. This is Ajay, your host, an ordinary maverick sharing real life thoughts, experiences, and maverick tips. Imagine hurtling down a plane 10,000 feet in the sky, adrenaline running through your body, your mind is completely blank, no other thoughts in your head except for being in that moment. Being in the moment, I've spoken about this earlier as well. Well, that was my experience when I signed up for a skydiving session some years back. Have you ever asked the question, why did I sign up for this or something that was way too challenging? What was the reason? Huh? Well, that's what went through my mind when the moment came for me to actually jump out of the plane. I asked myself, what were you thinking, Ajay? It's funny, the thoughts that come to one's mind at such times, there I was, perched on the edge of the plane with my legs already hanging out, my upper part of the body already hanging out. That is just before, moment before jumping out, and thinking against everything that we are always told regarding safety while flying. But remember the falling forward element of the Maverick formula? That's it. In such a situation, one falls forward, and that's exactly what I did. Anyone who's done skydiving will relate to what I'm sharing. You jump out of a plane, and then there's only one way out. You fall forward with complete conviction that you will land safely on the ground. I feel, in many ways, life is like that. Relationships are like that. You jump in with the enthusiasm, with the energy, with the trust, and your goal is to reach your final destination successfully. But have you ever thought about the steps taken in skydiving before the final moment of jumping out? The detailed preparation, the fine attention to detail, the continued checks, the practices, and the sheer honesty with which such adventure sports are approached and executed. There's always a preparatory session going over signals, checklists, anticipating any failures and indeed preparing for those, repeatedly reviewing each of the elements without fail. Each and every skydiving session and the flight is done with the same precision. I recall speaking to the instructor who shared with me that this was his 850th dive. What really amazed me is that how he patiently went over and over each point with the same enthusiasm as if it was his first skydive. And that's the foundation for success. Never taking things for granted, ensuring that preparation is so strong and firm that the end result is also in your favor. Here's a maverick tip. Never underestimate the power of preparation and the tools that help us do this. Whether it's checklists or your own unique way of going over things. Believe me, consistency in our habits and being true, which essentially means no shortcuts here, are key towards good preparedness. The first 45 seconds of our free fall almost seemed to me like, they were 45 years. And the funny part about that entire, period was that the wind pressure was so high and, it almost felt like, both my cheeks were flapping and literally touching my ears, and my nose too was flapping, and it seemed it was touching my forehead. Finally, pulling the string for opening our parachute and being sure that it will open because we did our preparation well, and then gliding through the sky in complete silence, in awe of the majestic scenery below us, of the sheer beauty that was surrounding us, and feeling incredible joy and exhilaration. I remember thinking, gosh, this was totally worth it. Everyone must experience this once in their lifetime. And as I landed safely on the ground, with the initial moments taken up by backslapping and hugs for a successful skydive, I couldn't help but marvel at the completion of yet another successful 851st dive for my instructor. Do we prepare so thoroughly for life and pay so much attention to our relationships? Now that's something to think about. This reminds me something about being a parent here. As parents and those who will be parents in the future, we will always be so very protective of our children. We want the best for them always. As they grow up, we are constantly worrying, hoping all goes well, and it's not easy letting them go. Well, it's something like skydiving, like falling forward. Remember the preparedness. I once read something that has stuck with me ever since, and that's about ships. You know, ships are not built in a day. They take months, years, and huge efforts. Lots of experiences and expertise and learnings go into building a ship. But once a ship is built, we don't keep them in the yard. Absolutely no. We let the ship sail on the high seas with full confidence that given all the preparation and the strong foundations laid, the ship will weather all storms and reach safely to its ultimate destination. That's how I feel about our children, and you will feel about yours too. We nurture and care, instill values and principles, help them grow, and then we need to let them sail into the world with the full confidence that the foundations of our upbringing are so very strong that they will sail through life's journey successfully. They will be prepared for any setbacks, any storms that come their way, and they will emerge stronger. So spend time with your preparation, be true, and for sure you will always fall forward. This is Ajay signing off with a loud shout out to fellow ordinary mavericks out there. And if you would like to join me in any one of my episodes and share your take on the Maverick formula itself and your experiences, we would really welcome that. You can reach me on theordinarymaverick@gmail.com. Here's wishing you all the very best. Stay well, stay safe.